But it's been a long journey. So we've been working on this conference for about 10 months. And it's been an amazing, amazing journey. And you don't know how good it feels to know that this is the fruit of the work that started in around November last year. So welcome, and just a brief introduction about L&D Africa. It is a conference that is the brainchild of none other than Margaret Jackson, who is seated here, and was started during COVID. Remember how we were cooped up in our homes with nothing to do except look at our families, binge watch, and just try to keep ourselves busy. So during that time, L&D Africa was born. And the first inaugural conference took place then. It was 100% virtual, and I was honored to be one of the panelists on that conference because we've known each other with Margaret for a long time, and we belong to a network of international African and international master trainers with the International Finance Corporation. So it was really an amazing time of connecting with trainers from across Africa, listening to different conversations, and also having international speakers as well with us, and it was really rich, and that was the start. So 2020, 2021 was virtual, and then it went hybrid. For 2 years, was done in Ghana at as a physical event and also hybrid, and I'm happy that we've been able to continue that hybrid spirit because we appreciate and know that there are people who may not be able to join us from across the continent but would love to be part of this conversation. And if COVID didn't teach us anything, it taught us that life can go on in a virtual space. So a big hello also to our virtual audience as well, and do feel at home. We have intentionally said that you are part and parcel of this conference, and we want you to make your presence known through Beatrice and through the other online moderators that we have, including one of the committee members who's joining us all the way from Tanzania, Christelle Zami, who's also a board member of L&D Africa. So what made L&D Africa begin? It seeks to create a platform and an avenue for African L&D professionals, that includes all of us in this room and those of us online, to meet as one unified body, discuss trends and innovative interventions in the L&D space, and to share homegrown ideas, our own. And if you listen to Margaret long enough, she says, we have our own solutions. We don't need to wait for them to come from across the sea. For us as Africans, because we are in this space, we are living our experiences, and we know where the shoe pinches, and we also know what the solutions are. Indeed, it's good to have rich conversations, but who understands us like us? And so to discuss trends and innovative interventions in the L&D space, and to share homegrown ideas and solutions to particular challenges within the context of international best practice. So yes, we can learn from one another, but we apply them in our context here as well. So this conference has two main themes. Today we are going to talk a lot about leadership, so it's about leading yourself. We have a speaker who's going to be sharing with us on emotional intelligence, and other speakers as well. So it's a conversation about leadership, but at the same time, while you're wearing your own hat, also wear the hats of the leaders that you lead in your businesses. It doesn't matter if they're just in their first jobs, as we talked about earlier. Everything rises and falls on leadership, as John Maxwell says, and indeed we need to think about growing our members, whether they're just 2 or 10,000 or any number in between, in leadership. Because as we develop leadership and as we think of sustainable leadership in our organizations and in the future, at the end of the day, it's up to us to develop, whether we are coaches, consultants, or trainers. And so that's what we'll be focusing on today. And then tomorrow, it's all about the future. And many times we think about the future only being digital, but it's not, although that's a big part of the conversations tomorrow. So we'll be talking about digital solutions in L&D. We'll be talking about AI, of course, which is a very hot topic these days. But we'll also be talking about remote locations and creative ways that we can bring L&D and make it much more accessible to our different audiences. So my primary audience is business owners, and your primary audience might be your colleagues in your organizations or the clients that you work with. Regardless, we always need to be thinking, what more can we do? So even as we think about our theme, which is embracing tomorrow, and enhancing possibilities for Africa, we really need to think, what more can I do? In my role as the L&D consultant, L&D specialist, head of L&D, maybe you're an instructional designer or a trainer, always thinking, what more can we do in our space? How much more can I grow as well as an L&D practitioner? So do feel at home, and have an open mind. I remember when I was training as a master trainer, when I was doing my initial training certification, we had a trainer who said, have a beginner's mind. So have that mind. Doesn't matter how long you've been in this space, there's always one more thing, 2 more things, maybe 5 more things you could add on to what you're doing. So welcome to the rich conversation. I'm here for me, right? So I hope you're also here for you. And as they say in Ghana, come to get your own. Instead of looking at what other people are doing, come here with your own agenda to grow and to be better at what you're doing.